Yeah, hi there. These comments are for, I'm going to use your initials CSC, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT. You're also one of my students in the English language program here at California State University, San Bernardino, and you completed one of my independent, actually integrated speaking practice tests. Am I right? So what we want to do now is to listen to the practice test. Let's see how you did. I'll give you some comments, I'll give you a score, and you can see what your strengths and weaknesses are when it comes to speaking right now.
According to the reading lecture, the internet may provide the pornography websites with unlimited access. This kind of websites...
Now wait a minute. So you're starting off with a detail idea, but think about this for a minute. It's better to start with a generalization first, so state what you think the main point of the reading passage and the lecture is. What are the main points first, and once you've done that, then you move to the body, then you talk about the reading passage and give some examples, then you talk about the listening passage and give some examples there.
Have a negative influence for children and adults. The writer provides the example that a 13-year-old child was raped by the man.
I'll see, he provides an example of a 13-year-old child who was raped by a man.
Who made the child in the chat room on the internet. However, the student indicates two reasons for positive way of internet.
So the student gives two reasons, so what if you did this in the beginning? To give your response a more organized, I think more accurate explanation of the ideas, you can say, the reading passage discusses the negative effects of the internet, and the listening passage discusses the positive effects of the internet. If you do that first, now you've accurately explained the main point of both sources, then you can move to the reading, then you can move to the lecture. Now, I like your use of the word however. Your transition word as you move from the reading to the lecture was a very good choice because it shows how the information in the lecture is different or opposite of the information from the reading passage.
Internet can conduct the business for different countries and created more economic benefits. For example, a bicycle company in Japan used the e-store to sell the bicycle, and people living in other countries can order the bicycles online, so that the profit of the bicycle company will be increased.
You want to say not profit, but profit. So stress is on the first syllable, not the second syllable. That's the best way to do that.
Second, the internet is a powerful tool for education. Internet can provide many educational opportunities.
Now, as you move to the second point, it's probably a good idea at that point to acknowledge the source. You would say, secondly, according to the lecture or the listening passage, blah, blah, blah.
Which help children to increase their knowledge. For example, school could use the internet to listen to the recording of artists in music class. It helps students to remember what teacher taught in the lesson. As you can see, the internet not only has negative influence, but also has positive effects.
Yeah, but the thing here is as you talk about the internet and you say not only has negative but positive, you have to say, finally, according to the reading and the listening passage, the internet can have negative and positive effects. So I think it's a good idea to acknowledge that source one more time as you get to the end. So we know all the time, we know where this information is coming from, so you want to frame it from that point of view. Okay, now let's take a look at your score. So what I want to do now is using the rubrics for the integrated speaking task, let's give you a score. So first of all, delivery. Pretty good. You practiced, you did a good job on that. I could understand most of what you were saying, so no major problems there. You had that problem with the word profit, right? You said profit, so that's a word stress issue, but for the most part, you had fairly clearly sounding pronunciation and you had some natural sounding tone. Language use. Pretty good control, I think, of your grammar and your vocabulary usage. I didn't notice any major problems there. Topic development, I think you could probably organize your response a little bit better, especially with the introduction, right? So I gave you some ideas on how you can do that. So your score here, I think you're in pretty good shape here. I'm going to put you on this practice test. Let me write this down. 2.66 out of 4. For TOEFL, that puts you at 20 points out of 30 on this practice test. Now, for the purposes of our class, let's take a look. If you go to the syllabus on page 9 and you take a look at the score, so 2.66 puts you, let's say, okay, 90% on this assignment. All right, thank you very much.